So good morning. It's about 6:20 in the morning. I've just finished a 8k threshold running set training for Hyrox Melbourne, and this is what it's like here in Queensland. I'm dripping wet, sun's quite high, we don't have daylight savings. Here in Queensland, New South Wales, in Sydney, if you're from international, has daylight savings, so it's literally they wind the clocks back. It's 7:20 down there and 6:20 here, and you can understand why with the sun that high. Starting running at 5:20, and we've been getting 30 plus degree days Celsius, and it's really hard to train. Although it gives you good heat adaptation. Hoping for a bit of cooler weather in Melbourne when we race, and take advantage of that cooler weather. But I'll be racing my first Hyrox solo. I've done one tandem in open weight. I've decided to enter the pro weight for my first go. So 55-59 age group. The training's going okay, getting in a bit of shape, lost a bit of weight, added a little bit of strength as well. So background as a professional athlete years ago, so I like the data, I like crunching the numbers. So the numbers look okay for the event, but just putting it all together is a whole other challenge, and we won't know how that goes until the night. So got a few ideas of what I might do, but again, that's just speculation. It's hard not to get wrapped up in that sort of stuff, but at least it keeps you on track with your training. So been doing some training at Hyrox Performance Centre on the Gold Coast here, lucky enough to have one of those around. A little bit of specific sled work, and that's probably the main thing, ski ergo, stuff like that. So a bit of a personal target for me is to try and average 4 minutes per station for 32 minutes total. Obviously you get some buyback on the kettlebell carries, and you lose a little bit of time here and there on some of the other stuff like the sled pull and wall balls. So 32 average would be a really nice time to do at my age in the pro weight. We'll see how that pans out. And then running wise, only average 5-minute Ks in the tandem in Sydney, but running a hell of a lot better now, running about 50 kilometres a week. Back on the bike as well, surf ski paddling, kayaking for those of you that don't know what that is from overseas. So you're getting a fair bit of aerobic work. Running, it's going to be somewhere, it's a bit of a hard one to quantify. Like today I did 5 1000s around this grassy wet track, and around the edge of the road is sort of half grass, half road. Very tired legs. Did 100 wall balls at the end of an hour ride yesterday, and just had a little bit of soreness there up in the hips and hip flexors, glutes and that from those. But sort of found my RPE was up a little bit, my heart rate was a little bit low today, running around 420 to 430 pace in this mixed surface here. I was sort of hoping to run a bit quicker than that today, but when I'm fresh I can get down and closer to the 4s. But then again, when you start putting them back to back to back and adding the stations in, it really blows things out. So I think a good time for me might be averaging 430 would be nice. I've been doing all my calculations based on the 8 kilometres of running plus the average of 700 metres of Hyrox stations. So I normally add about 3.5 minutes to my predicted time. I do the 8,000 metres, my average kilometre pace, then add another 700 metres. So I usually make that about 3.5 minutes. So that makes a 430, roughly a 39.5 minute average. So that with the 32 going to give you 1:11:30. Which I think would be an outstanding time for the 55-year-old. But again, just speculation. So what you do on the night is a whole other factor. So it's going to be an interesting one. I'm looking forward to the challenge. So it's definitely got me a lot fitter and a lot more motivated to train. Just a quick one, if you're still watching, you haven't bored yourself to sleep by now. If you don't know what Hyrox is, which is what I'm training for, it's 8 1,000 metre runs in a stadium environment, and at the end of every 1,000 metres is a workout station. So there's everything from, ski erg, rowing, pushing heavy sleds, pulling heavy sleds, carrying kettlebells, sandbag walking lunges, and wall balls, which is a big ball that you've got to squat and throw to 10 feet in the air 100 times at the end. So it's pretty tough, and it's certainly not just a straight run, and it's not just a straight sort of CrossFit style thing either. So in a lot of ways I call it the new triathlon. So if you rewind to the late 80s, early 90s, triathlon was pretty popular and booming and growing. This is maybe the next triathlon. Let's see how long that lasts. Triathlon is definitely a legacy sport now and an Olympic sport. So I know the organisers of Hyrox are trying to make it an Olympic sport. They have an Olympic background themselves. So let's see where we are. We're talking about this in another 20 years like we are about triathlon. But good luck with the training. Speak to you soon.